So in different thermodynamic processes, next fifth one, polytropic process. Already it was explained in previous classes. So here, if the gas obeys the different equation, PV to power of x is equal to constant, where x is not equal to 0, 1, not equal to 1, not equal to gamma, which is equal to Cp by Cv. Then such process is called polytropic process. In polytropic process, suppose if x is equal to 0, then V to power of 0, 1. So P is equal to constant means P is equal to constant in isobaric process. Okay, that's why x not be equal to 0. If x is equal to 1, then PV is equal to constant. That means that is the isothermal process. Isothermal process, temperature is constant. When temperature is constant, PV is equal to constant. That becomes isothermal process. That's why this should not be equal to 1. If x is equal to gamma, which is equal to Cp by Cv, that that becomes adiabatic process. So here it is not the adiabatic process. That's why in this formula, if the gas obeys PV to power of x is equal to constant such that x is not equal to 0, not equal to 1, not equal to gamma, then such type of process is called polytropic process. Already, as you said, already I have completed this one. According to you, already complete చేశాను చెప్తున్నారు కదా. సో వర్క్ ఐ థింక్ కైనెటిక్ థియరీలోనో మరి థర్మోడైనమిక్స్ లో దేంట్లో కంప్లీట్ చేసినా నాకు ఐడియా లేదు, అందుకని మిమ్మల్ని అడుగుతున్నా. సో వర్క్ డన్ ఇన్ polytropic process is equal to nr by gamma x minus 1. Here it is x, nr by x minus 1 into T1 minus T2. Even in adiabatic process also, we got the same type formula. nr by gamma minus 1 into T1 minus T2 we got there. So here nr by x minus 1 into T1 minus T2. Next, in polytropic process, the molar specific heat of the substance or gas, molar specific heat, capital C is equal to, what is the formula? R by gamma minus 1 minus R by x minus 1. R by gamma minus 1 minus R by x minus 1. It is the molar specific heat in polytropic process. Okay. Molar specific heat in polytropic process. One example I want to discuss. Suppose the gas obeys an equation, different equation. Gas obeys an equation. Gas obeys an equation PV to power of 2 is equal to constant. PV to power of 2 is equal to constant. It is not equal to gamma value because gamma value is 5 by 3, 7 by 5. Okay, next 4 by 3. We are having gamma values like that, but gamma value is not equal to 2. That's why no doubt it follows these conditions. Okay, it's not equal to 0, not equal to 1, not equal to gamma. That's why it is a polytropic process. In this polytropic process, the question is, at a temperature T1, pressure is P. At a temperature T2, pressure is what? So here, in this polytropic process, when temperature is T1, pressure is P1. When temperature is T2, what is the pressure? That is the question. So in polytropic process, what is the relation between P and T? If you know, then we can find P2 value. Okay. So here, in any process, the gas is obeys ideal gas equation. So from ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. We need the relation between P and T. V should not be there. So from this, that implies V is equal to nRT by P. nR is constant. That's why V is proportional to T by P. We can write now. Now we substitute this relation here. Therefore, P into V means T by P. Square is there. So whole square is equal to constant. Okay, that implies T square by P is equal to constant, or P is proportional to T square. P is proportional to T square. Okay, that implies, as two cases are there, P1 by P2 is equal to T1 by T2 whole square. That implies P1 means P1 only. Okay, P1, okay, we have find T2 only from this. Therefore, T2 is equal to Here they ask T2. That implies T1 by T2 is equal to root of P1 by P2, or T2 is equal to T1 into root P2 by P1. So this is the temperature T2 in second. Sorry, it is the pressure P2 we need, no? Sorry, pressure P2 we need. Pressure P2 we need. So P2 is equal to. So from this, P2 is equal to P1 into T2 by T1 whole square. This is the pressure at a temperature T2. In this, PV square is equal constant equation. When gas obeys this equation. Okay. In thermodynamics only completed. Okay. Right. Next, quasi-static process. So if they ask the polytropic process like this, by using this ideal gas equation, we have to convert the given relation in terms of two variables which we need. Okay, then like this we have to convert them, and then like this we have to convert the given relation in terms of two required variables. In terms of two required variables. Okay, then we have to use we can find the answer for the given problem. Next, quasi-static process. Next, quasi-static process. Sixth one, quasi-static process. Quasi-static process is a very, very slow process, infinitesimally slow process, such that at each and every state, that is in thermodynamical equilibrium with surroundings. Such process is called the quasi-static process. For example, suppose if the state changes occurs, that means initially the given gas is at a pressure P, volume V, temperature T. Whenever the state changes occurs, their pressure, volume, temperature changes to another value. But while changing here, as it is an infinitesimally slow process, actually whenever the gas expands, then volume increases, temperature decreases, pressure decreases. But here, as it is very infinitesimally slow process, then by taking the heat energy from the surroundings, again they can maintain the temperature constant. They can maintain the temperature constant. So here, quasi-static process is an infinitesimally slow process. Of course, it is only ideal condition. Quasi-static process is the infinitesimally slow process, so that the system is always in thermodynamic equilibrium with the surroundings. What is the thermodynamical equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium is there. Thermodynamical equilibrium means no doubt the system must be in thermal equilibrium with surroundings. Thermal equilibrium means we know whenever the temperature of the system and surroundings both are same, then both are said to be in thermal equilibrium, we know. Next, chemical equilibrium. Chemical equilibrium means here, whenever the given system mixed with any other system, whenever the given system mixed with given system, atoms or molecules are mixed with the atoms or molecules in the other system or other gas. Okay, whatever the number of molecules mixed with the other in a time, the same number of molecules or atoms again come back in the same time. That means there is no change in the number of moles of the gas. There is no change in the number of moles of the entire system whenever two gases are mixed together. Then we can say the two gases are said to be in chemical equilibrium. Next, dynamical equilibrium. Dynamical equilibrium means whenever you supply some heat energy to the system, some work is done. Okay, done on the surroundings. If the same work is done on this system, again the same heat energy is produced. That means here that is said to be in dynamical equilibrium. So here in whenever the system is in thermodynamical equilibrium, then the system must be in thermal equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, and the dynamical equilibrium. Then only the system must be set to in thermodynamical equilibrium with the surroundings. So in quasi-static process, as it is infinitesimally slow process, then it is in thermodynamic equilibrium with the surroundings. Such type of process is called the quasi-static process. The infinitesimally slow process, infinitesimally slow process in which each and every state, the system is in thermodynamical equilibrium with the surroundings, is called quasi-static process. Is called quasi-static process. Okay, so it is the ideal process only. It is ideal process only. Okay. Free expansion. That is also one more process. Free expansion means whenever the gas is allowed to expand freely into the vacuum. In such case, even the volume increases, there is no change in the internal energy of the system, and the temperature also remains constant. Because whenever the gas is allowed to expand freely into the vacuum, there is no work to be done by the system against the outer pressure or atmospheric pressure. That's why in such case, without doing work, the gas expands. In such case, the temperature remains constant and the internal energy remains constant. So the process in which gas expands into vacuum, no work is done against vacuum. Hence, temperature and internal energy remains constant. Temperature and internal energy remains constant. Such process is called free expansion. Already I said, I think. Okay, this is another process. Next, reversible process. Next, reversible process. Okay, the process in which, suppose here, you see, in a system, whenever the state changes occurs, then whenever the state changes occurs in different state changes occurs, so that the gas passing through different phases. Okay, suppose the state changes occurs in different states, as in the diagram. I will draw the diagram. Suppose here the state changes occurs from A to B. A to B state changes means exactly at this point, pressure is say PA, volume is say VA. At this point, pressure is PB, volume is VB. Meanwhile, somewhere else here, the pressure is P, volume is V, or pressure is P1, volume is V1, P2, V2, P3, V3, like that. Different states are there. Okay, so whenever the system changes takes place from state A to state B, whatever the different states passing through, whatever the different phases passing through different states here in between A and B. In reverse process also, whenever it come back, in reverse process also, the state changes occurs along the through the same stages, and again it come back to the initial state. Then such type of process is called the reversible process. ఇక్కడ ఏ టు బి ప్రాసెస్ జరిగేటప్పుడు అది ఏ స్టేట్స్ ద్వారా పాస్ అయి వెళ్ళిన ఏ స్టేట్స్ అంటే ఇక్కడ సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ పిఏ వి అండి ప్రెజెంట్ ఇక్కడ P1 V1 ఇక్కడ P2 V2 P3 V3 లైక్ దట్. In reverse process also, while passing through this point, the pressure becomes P1, volume becomes V1. Suppose here P2 V2 while moving changing from A to B. While come back from B to A, while passing through this point, the state of the gas must be same as in direct process. Direct process లో ఏ స్టేట్స్ ద్వారా పాస్ అయి వెళ్ళిందో మరి in reverse process also, whenever the gas passing through same states as in direct process and come back to the initial state, in such case the process is called the reversible process. So the process which returns to the initial state by passing through each and every state of the gas in direct process is called the reverse process. So the process in which it returns, the gas returns to initial state by passing initial state by passing through each and every state. Every state of the gas in direct process is called reversible process. Here, whenever the state changes occurs from A to B, whenever the process takes place from A to B, whatever it is called direct process. When the phase changes occurs or the process takes place from A to B, by passing through different states. Here, different states means different pressures, different temperatures. Okay, in direct process. In reverse process also, while whenever the system come back in returns to the initial state, by passing the same states, whatever the states through which the gas passes in direct process, in return process also, while it is returned back to the initial state also, if it passing through same states as in direct process, then such process is called reversible process. In this case, what is the work done? In this case, what is the work done? In this case, what is the work done? Yeah, zero. Because in direct process, the state changes occurs from A to B. So in this from A, when the same state changes occurs from A to B, what is the work done means, as it is the PV graph, definitely work done is the area under the graph. That is positive, because while changes from A to B, work done as gas expands, work is positive. In return process from B to A, the state change occurs in reverse process. That means in this direction. So volume decreases. Again, if you find the area under the graph, that is also same. Work done is negative because volume decreases in return process. That's why totally in reversible process, what is the net work done means? Net work done is zero. Net work done. In this case, net work done is equal to zero. That's why in this process, whatever the heat energy supplied to the system, that is utilized to change the internal energy only. That is utilized to change the internal energy only. There is no work is done. That means even there is no here. Whenever the net work done is zero, definitely for this type of process to be taken place, there should not be any friction. Perfectly frictionless piston must be there. The gas must be enclosed in a vessel by using the perfectly frictionless piston. But in actual practice, there is no perfectly frictionless piston. In actual practice, there is no perfectly frictionless piston. Okay, that's why theoretically it is not possible, but practically it is not possible, but theoretically these conditions must be obeyed. Okay, example for what are the conditions for reversible process to be taken place means, you see, there should not be any friction. no work is to be done against the friction. That is important one. So in this here in this process, what is the change in internal energy? In reversible process, the gas or system travel in direct process through different states and reaches the point B and return back to the A by passing through same states. As it returns back to the A, initial state and final state after reversible process is same. That's why temperatures are same. When temperature is same, then change in internal energy is zero. So in this process, in this reversible process, change in internal energy is zero. That is first point. Next, net work done is zero. Net work done is equal to zero. First law of thermodynamics in this process. First law is equal to dq is equal to du, since dw is equal to zero. Suppose if you supply any heat energy, that is utilized to increase the internal energy only. That is utilized to increase the internal energy only. No work is done in this process. Okay. Here, as the in this reversible process, as the total heat energy in total change in internal energy is zero. Net internal change in internal energy is zero. That's why net internal energy is equal to zero here. Change in internal energy is equal to zero in the entire process. Whenever the reversible process is over, the change in internal energy becomes zero. That's why no doubt dW is zero. According to first law, dq is equal to du plus dW. dW is zero. du is also equal to zero. That means in the direct process, when you supply heat energy, in the return process, it releases the same amount of heat energy, so that the net heat energy transformation from system to surroundings or surrounding system, that is also equal to zero. That's why here the gas expands by itself without supplying the heat energy. The gas expands and compresses and finally reaches the initial state. Without supply of heat energy, the system changes from A to B in direct process and compresses by itself from B to A. Is it possible actually? Without supply of heat energy, is it possible to expand and compress by themselves? Without supply of heat energy? Without supply of heat energy, is it possible to expand the gas directly by themselves? No. Again, without releasing the heat energy, is it possible for the any system to return to the initial state without releasing heat energy or without doing work on the system? No, that's why it is not possible. So reversible process is only theoretical process. Practically, it is not possible. Okay. So for this process to be taken place, first one, process must be quasi-static. Ante here it must be taken place very slowly. So it must be quasi-static. It must be quasi-static process. While in direct process or in return process also, it must be done very infinitesimally slow rate. Okay, so it must be quasi-static process. It must be quasi-static process. Second one, the work done in complete cycle must be zero. Work done in complete cycle. Work is done from A to B process and B to A process also. But work done in the after completion of the entire process, that must be zero. So work done in complete process must be zero. Work done, is it complete? Is it cyclic process or not? Is reversible process the cyclic process or not? Reversible process is the cyclic process or not? Cyclic process only. But in direct process and return process, the graph is coincided. It is cyclic process only. Okay. Work done in this cyclic process is zero. Work done in complete cycle in this process. Work done in complete cycle in this process is 0. Work done in complete cycle in this process 0. Okay. Here there should not be any dissipative forces. Dissipative forces means like frictional forces, viscous forces, etc. They should not be present, because even in case of gas also, viscous force is there, no? Because of collision, viscous property exists even in case of gas also. Based on that only, Helmholtz velocity formula, Stokes formula is there, no? In fluid mechanics, according to Stokes formula, viscous force acts on the spherical shaped body when moving in any fluid like gas or liquid, etc. That is equal to 6 pi eta RV formula is there, no? That means even in gaseous layers also, because of collision, some dissipative forces are there, which are called viscous forces. Okay, such viscous forces should not be there. Such viscous forces should not be there. Ante atoms are viscous forces undakudante in case of gases. Among the atoms or molecules, there should not be any attractive forces. Without attraction forces, are the atoms or molecules are there in any gas? Without attraction forces, are the atoms or molecules are there? No. Okay. Definitely in between atoms or molecules, definitely there must be attractive force. There is some attraction force, which are called coercive forces. Without coercive forces, there is no gas. Of course, at high temperature and low pressure, hydrogen gas, because in hydrogen atom, there are only one proton. There is only one electron and one proton. In such cases, at high temperature and low pressure, almost all the attraction force among the atoms or molecules is is 0. Atoms are 0. That's why in such case only, at high temperature and low pressure only, hydrogen gas behaves like an ideal gas. In such cases, we can avoid neglect the viscous forces. Okay, but in general, in every gas, viscous forces are there. Okay, but for this reversible process to be taken place, there should not be any dissipative forces. Means dissipative forces means like viscous forces, friction forces, etc. Some work is to be done against this friction, against these viscous forces. That's why definitely some energy is lost. It cannot, here there is no, here whenever energy is lost, the final internal energy will be less than the initial internal energy. There is a net loss of internal energy is there. It is not equal to 0. Change in internal energy is not equal to 0 in such case. It is, okay. That's why there should not be any dissipative forces. There should not be any dissipative forces. Okay. So dissipative forces such as viscosity or viscous forces, frictional forces should not be present. Frictional forces, etc., must be absent or should not be present, must be absent. Must be absent. For example, slow compression and slow expansion of the ideal gas at constant temperature. Extension and compression of the elastic spring. So for this, what are the examples? For this process to be taken place, what are the examples? Slow means infinitesimally slow. Slow compression, slow expansion. Slow compression and slow expansion. Slow means infinitesimally slow. Infinitesimally slow. Infinitesimally slow compression and slow expansion of gas is the example for reversible process. Okay, this is one. Next, slow extension and slow compression of the spring. Extension compression of the elastic string with very small amplitudes. Extension and compression of string with small amplitude. Small amplitude. Extension and compression of the string with small amplitude. Suppose you take elastic rubber, you connect a block. Okay, on this equilibrium position, if you pull the block very slowly and release them, then it move up and down like this, very slowly, because amplitude of oscillation is very small, that cannot be seen. So when it is oscillating very small amplitude, then extension takes place and compression takes place very small at a small rate. Okay, in such cases, they obey the reversible process. So while coming down here, some work is done against the attraction forces among the atoms of the string. While come back, because of that attraction force only, again the body come back and they, the energy stored in the string is consumed to move the block upwards. So there is no loss of energy in this case. Intensity remains constant. So whenever the extension compression takes place in the string with a small amplitude, in such case also reversible process is obeyed. And moreover, around this body, whenever it makes oscillations with a smaller amplitude, there is no considerable work is done against the air friction or viscous forces. So these are the examples for reversible process. Next, irreversible process. Next, irreversible process. Eighth one, no? Next, what is the number? Eighth one or sixth one? What is viscous forces? Already viscosity chapter is completed now. Which was Gupta? Fluid dynamics is there now. In fluid dynamics, viscosity, coefficient of viscosity, Newton's law of viscosity. Already we discussed now. The force between two layers of the liquid or gases, which opposes the relative motion between any two layers in contact, that is called viscous force. No, already I said no. Newton's law of viscosity is also there. Viscous force between any two layers in contact is equal to eta A dV by dx. Yeah, same formula. Okay. Next, ninth one. Irreversible process. Irreversible process. Here, in this case, the system, suppose from A to B, the state changes occurs from A to B in the direct process. Suppose A, C, B, C. Whenever the state changes occurs from A to B along the path A, C, B in direct process, in reverse process, the system cannot come back to the initial state by passing through same states as in direct process. Direct process లో ఏ స్టేజ్ ద్వారా పాస్ అయ్యి వచ్చిందో రివర్స్ ప్రాసెస్ రిటర్న్ ప్రాసెస్ లో అవే స్టేజ్ ద్వారా పాస్ అయ్యి రాదు. In another states, by passing through another states, they come back to the initial state. Such process is called it is D. So such process is called irreversible process. Okay, the process in which the gas cannot be retraced its path exact in the opposite direction as in direct process, that is called the reversible process. So the process in which the gases cannot, the process in which the gases cannot retrace its path, cannot retrace its path in return process. In return process, as in direct process, as in direct process, direct process is called irreversible process. Okay, in irreversible process, after completion of the entire irreversible process, is there any network is done or not? No, here in this irreversible process, the system cannot return back to the initial state by passing through same states as in direct process. Direct process లో ఏ స్టేజ్ ద్వారా పాస్ అయ్యి బి అనే స్టేట్ వచ్చిందో మళ్ళీ రిటర్న్ ప్రాసెస్ లో అవే స్టేజ్ ద్వారా పాస్ అయ్యి బ్యాక్ రావట్లేదు, వేరే స్టేజ్ ద్వారా పాస్ అయ్యి BDA పాత్ ద్వారా అగైన్ కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు ద ఇనిషియల్ స్టేట్. Such type of process is called the irreversible process. Suppose if come back to the initial state from initial state from this point B to same states as in direct process, then that is the reversible. But here it come back to the initial state by passing through other states, not as in direct process. So such process is called the irreversible process. In this irreversible process, no, it may not be parabola. It is whatever the shape of the graph. It may not be a parabola, whatever the shape. But in direct process, the gas changes from initial state to final state through various states in direct process along the path ACB. But in return process, it come back to the initial state by passing through different states in another path, not along the direct process. In return process, it passing through different states, not as in direct process, and come back to the initial state. So this is the irreversible process. In reversible process, is there network done? Is there in reversible process? Is there network done or not? There is a network done because it is the cyclic curve. The area bounded by the closed curve is the work done now. So network done is there in this process. Network done is there in this process. So here, but in this process, as it come back to the initial state, initial temperature, final temperature after completion of this reversible process is same. As the temperature remains constant, change in internal energy is zero. In this process, change in internal energy is zero. After completion of this entire process, the change in internal energy is equal to zero. So here from first law, dq is equal to du plus dw, no? As du is equal to 0, therefore in irreversible process, the amount of heat energy supplied is equal to amount of work to be done on the system. A net work done, amount of heat energy supplied is equal to amount of net work done in the system, on the system. That is the first law of thermodynamics in irreversible process. But in case of reversible process, this is also equal to 0. dq is 0, dw is 0, du 0. Everyone is 0. But it is not possible. Without supplying heat energy, it is not possible to expand the gas. It is not possible to expand the gas without supplying the heat energy. Okay, from equilibrium position. Okay, now what are the examples for this? What are the examples for this? Diffusion of gas. Diffusion of gas, first one. Diffusion of the gas means, suppose there are two gases in two vessels. Both are joined by means of a narrow tube. When valve is opened, the gas transformation takes place from one vessel to exchange of gas takes place from one vessel to another vessel. No. Okay. In such case, some work is to be done. Some work is done. Okay. Some energy is lost. By supplying the same heat energy, we cannot separate the two gases again. That's why it is the irreversible process. Okay, next, dissolution of salt in water. Dissolution of salt in water. So when you mix the salt in water, it dissolves directly without supplying any heat energy. It is not possible to obtain the salt from the water. Okay, that's why it is also irreversible process. Passage of electric current through resistance. Passage of electric current through resistance. passage of electric current through resistance means, suppose when the electric current is made to pass through the filament of the bulb filament ద్వారా current pass చేస్తాం అనుకోండి, heat energy is produced. Okay, అంటే electric current వల్ల heat energy produce అయింది. When you supply the same heat energy, we cannot produce that amount of electric current in the circuit. We cannot produce that amount of electric current in the circuit. That's why it is also irreversible process. It is also irreversible process. Rust of iron. Rust of iron. So ఇక్కడ whenever the wet is in contact with the iron piece, then rust is formed because of chemical reaction. Because of chemical reaction. So we cannot remove with the help of the rust, we cannot make a good iron. There is some chemical changes occurs. So rusting of iron, that is also example. Sudden expansion, sudden compression of the gas. Sudden expansion, sudden compression of the gas. Rainfall. Here rainfall means whenever the raindrops are falling, it loses potential energy. Okay. Here whenever it loses potential energy, again after it strikes the surface of the earth, it cannot go away from the surface of the earth again. That's why fall of raindrops, etc. These all are some examples for irreversible process. Okay. So these are the different process. Next, before starting the Carnot's heat engine, we are having one derivation for PV to prof gamma is equal to constant. Already I said, later I will explain that PV to prof gamma is equal to constant relation. Actually, that is not in our syllabus, but method, how we can do that, we can derive that formula, we will discuss. PV to prof gamma is equal to constant equation. Okay. So in adiabatic process, I am going to derive the PV to prof gamma is equal to constant relation. So in adiabatic process, the gas are enclosed in a thermally non-conducting vessel. That's why there is no exchange of heat energy between the system and the surroundings. Hence, according to first law of thermodynamics, dq is equal to du plus dw. In this adiabatic process, as there is no exchange of heat energy between the system and surroundings, dq is equal to 0. dq is equal to 0. What about du? How we can write du in terms of gamma? du means we can write ncv dt, no? ncv dt we can write. Already I said change in intensity is equal to ncv dt. Okay, dw means we can write pdv. That is equal to 0. Okay, therefore from this, for 1 mole of gas, for 1 mole of gas, n is equal to 1. Now we substitute here 1 into cv means we can write r by gamma minus 1. cv is equal to r by gamma minus 1, no? Into dt. Change in temperature is equal to dt. Plus p into dv is equal to 0. This is a, so from this r dt by gamma minus 1 plus p dv is equal to 0. This is equation 1. Okay, from here, for 1 mole of gas, PV is equal to RT. Now we differentiate them. In case of adiabatic process, P is not constant, V is not constant, T also not constant. Okay, that's why we differentiate them. First, when you differentiate this one, as these are two variables, product of two variables. By UV method, you do. First you keep P constant and differentiate V. Then you keep V constant, differentiate P. So PdV plus VdP is equal to R into dt we can write. R into dt we can write. Okay, now from this formula, here instead of R into dt we can write this value now. From this formula dt is equal to, we can write, from this formula dt is equal to PdV plus VdP by R. Okay, now okay, keep like this. It is 2. 2 in 1. Instead of R into dt, we can write this one. Okay, therefore 2 in 1 gives. 2 in 1 gives. Instead of R into dt, we can substitute this one. PdV plus VdP. PdV plus V into dP by gamma minus 1 plus PdV is equal to 0. Or PdV by gamma minus 1 plus VdP by gamma minus 1 plus PdV is equal to 0. Okay, now PdV you take common, you do cross multiplication, take LCM. PdV plus VdP plus gamma minus 1 into PdV is equal to 0. Okay, from this formula, it is PdV, it is PdV. PdV. In this 2, you take PdV common. PdV of 1 plus gamma minus 1. PdV of 1 plus gamma minus 1 is equal to minus V into dP. This VdP brought to right. Okay, minus 1 plus 1 cancel. So gamma PdV is equal to minus V into dP. Okay, now from this formula, dP by P is equal to minus gamma into dV by V. dP by P is equal to minus gamma into dV by V. So this is equation say 3. Now from this formula, in order to obtain PV relation, there should not be dP dV. So we have to integrate them. On integrating, integral dP by P is equal to integral minus gamma into dV by V. So integral dP by P means ln P. Okay, is equal to minus gamma is constant, you keep aside, minus gamma into ln V, we can write, plus some integration constant because limits are not applied, some constant. You bring this to left, then ln P plus, here this can be written as ln V to power of gamma, no? Ln V to power of gamma we can write is equal to constant. Implies ln P plus ln V to power of gamma is equal to constant. This can be written as ln of PV to power of gamma is equal to constant. Now you apply anti-logarithms on both sides. That means you have to eliminate this one. Ln something, ln of something is equal to some constant is there. Then when you apply anti-log, then PV to power of gamma is equal to some another constant you will get. So this is the PV to power of gamma relation. It is PV to power of gamma relation. Okay. Next. Already, based on this PV to power of gamma is equal to constant relation, already we derived relation between VT and PT, etc. VT relation is there, PT relation is also there. Okay. Next, second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics. Before that, we are having one more method also. One application is there. That is also important. I will explain that also. Because that is also one lengthy problem only. So we have to discuss that is also very, very important. It is in our notes also. I will explain that concept. Application, not concept, application. In a cylindrical vessel, an ideal monatomic gas is confined in a horizontal cylinder by a spring loaded system as shown in figure. Okay, here there is a cylindrical vessel. Here there is a cylindrical vessel. It is the cylindrical vessel. Some gas is enclosed by means of a piston, frictionless piston. Here it is the piston, frictionless piston. Frictionless piston. Here this frictionless piston is enclosed by means of fixed by means of a spring, having spring constant capital K, and here it is evacuated. Here it is evacuated means it is open to atmosphere. That's the atmospheric pressure acts on this cylinder, this piston. Atmospheric pressure acts on the piston. Okay. On the piston, atmosphere pressure P naught acts because it's open to atmosphere. Here this cylinder is open to atmosphere. Open to atmosphere. But here gas is enclosed in the cylinder by means of a piston. Gas is enclosed. Okay, now an ideal monoatomic gas. Here the gas taken is the monoatomic. Monoatomic gas is taken. So for monoatomic gas, what is the gamma value? For monoatomic gas, what is the gamma value? For monoatomic gas, what is the gamma value? 5/3. So we are given gamma value also. So here, an ideal monoatomic gas is confined in a horizontal cylinder by a spring-loaded system, as shown in the figure. Initially, the gas is at a temperature T1, pressure P1, and volume V1. So initially, gas is at a pressure P1, volume V1, and temperature T1. These are the initial state. Initial state of the gas. That is represented with the P1, volume V1, and temperature T1. Okay. And its a spring is in relaxed state. At initial spring is in relaxed state means there is no compression, there is no extension. That's why at initial state, spring is in relaxed state. Spring is in relaxed state. Relaxed state means there is no spring force is developed. There is no spring force developed. Okay, now the gas is heated very slowly to a temperature T2, pressure P2, and volume V2. Then piston moves out to a distance x. Whenever the gas is heated, okay, first of all, you tell me here in this case, initially, in first case, the question is here, whenever the gas is heated, the piston displaces through a distance. The piston displaces through a distance equal to x, that is given when gas is heated. So that information is also given. When gas is heated, the pressure becomes, the gas is heated so that pressure becomes P2, pressure P2, volume V2, temperature T2, and piston displaces through a distance equal to x. So this is the problem given. Now we have to find what is the volume, what is the potential energy stored in the spring. First case is A. Potential energy stored in the spring is dash. In second case, in this first case, the question is Initially, the pressure of the gas is P1, volume V1, temperature T1. When the gas is heated, when gas is supplied some heat energy, until the pressure becomes P2, volume becomes V2, temperature T2. Definitely, when you supply heat energy, definitely internal kinetic energy of the gas increases, so that pressure increases and pushes the piston outwards. That's why the piston displaces to a distance x, and again it is under equilibrium. When it is under equilibrium, definitely the spring is compressed. No? As the piston is displaced in this direction, definitely spring is compressed because initially the spring is in relaxed position. In relaxed position means unstuck position. Okay, whenever the piston displaces to a distance x, the spring is compressed. When spring is compressed, definitely some potential energy is stored in the spring. What is that potential energy stored in the spring? That is the question. So, potential energy stored in the spring is what? Potential energy. That is the first question. Stored in spring. U is equal to US. Potential energy stored in spring. That is question mark. So initially, you see, whenever it is not heated, the piston is under equilibrium and there is no, the spring is in relaxed position. That's why no force exerted by the spring on the piston at initial state. Okay, in such case, atmosphere pressure acts on the this piston, and inside the here gas also exerts the pressure on the piston, so that force due to this pressure acts outwards. But as it is under equilibrium, definitely the pressure of the gas initially is equal to atmospheric pressure. Initial గా స్ప్రింగ్ రిలాక్స్డ్ పొజిషన్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు పిస్టన్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం లో ఉంది. గ్యాస్ దీంట్లో ఎంక్లోజ్ చేసినప్పుడు పిస్టన్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం లో ఉంది. స్ప్రింగ్ రిలాక్స్డ్ పొజిషన్ లో ఉంది. అంటే ఇటు ప్రెజర్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఏమి ఉండాలిగా? From outside, atmosphere pressure acts. From inside, the pressure due to gas acts. As even then, as the piston is under equilibrium, definitely pressure of the gas inside and the atmosphere pressure both must be equal initially. So here P1 is equal to P0. That information is given. P1 is equal to P0. Okay, now when temperature is increased to T2 under equilibrium, when temperature changes from T1 to T2 under equilibrium, T1 to T2, when temperature increases, pressure increases to P2. When pressure increases to P2 on the piston under equilibrium, what are the forces acts on the piston? You see, suppose this is the piston. It is the piston. Force due to pressure P2. Suppose area of the piston is say capital A. Then force due to pressure P2 acts on the piston outwards. P to A. T2 temperature దగ్గర దీంట్లో ఉన్న గ్యాస్ యొక్క ప్రెజర్ P2 అనుకుంటే, because of this pressure P2, because it is given by them only, because of this pressure P2, the force due to pressure P2 acts on the piston outwards. Okay, at the same time, force due to atmosphere pressure P0A acts on the piston inwards. At the same time, as the spring is compressed, the spring force also acts on the piston inwards now. So spring force also acts. Under equilibrium, definitely P2A is equal to P0A plus Fs. P0A plus Fs. Okay, therefore from this, Fs means K into X. That is equal to P2A minus P0 into A. P2A minus P0 into A. This is equation 1. So from this, Kx is equal to P2 minus P0 into A. That is equation 1. Next, the gas obeys ideal gas equation. So from gas equation, P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. So P1 means initial pressure is P0. V1 means, suppose initially the length of the air column here. Initial here volume of the gas, initial volume is given now. Okay, initial volume is given as V1 only. Initial temperature T1. That is equal to final pressure P2. Final pressure P2. Final volume V2 by temperature T2. This is equation 2. But change in volume V2 minus V1 is equal to, you see, finally whenever the piston comes to this position, it is under equilibrium. Under equilibrium, volume is V2 given. From V2 minus V1, that gives this volume now. So that is equal to V2 minus V1 is equal to area of cross section into displacement of the piston. That is the increase in volume of the area of cross section into displacement of the piston gives increase in volume of the gas. That is the increase in volume of the gas. Okay, from this, what about the what about the relation between V1 and V2? What about the relation between V1 and V2? So V2 minus V1 is equal to A into X. P1 is equal to P0. Here, in this case, energy stored in the spring is given. We have calculated, but volume is given as volume becomes 2V1. If volume becomes double and pressure becomes temperature becomes triple, volume becomes double, then the temperature becomes triple. That means 3T1. So whenever the gas is heated, in first case, whenever the gas is heated, so that the pressure becomes P2 is equal to P2 is not given. V2 is equal to 2V1 and T2 is equal to 3T1. Then what is the energy stored in the spring? That is the question. So here in this formula, you substitute P0 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 means it is not given. P2 means 2V1 by T2 means 3T1. So T1 T1 cancel, V1 V1 cancel. Therefore, final pressure P2 becomes is equal to what? 3P0 by 2, no? 3P0 by 2. So final pressure becomes this one. Okay. Now you substitute this value in this equation. Therefore, from 1, of course, this is the equation 3. So from 1, Kx is equal to P2 means 3P0 by 2 minus P0 into A. Okay, therefore, Kx is equal to, when you simplify them, we will get P0 by 2 only, no? P0 by 2 into A. P0 by 2 into A. Okay, therefore, X is equal to, from this X is equal to what? So from this X is equal to Kx is equal to P0 into A by 2 we got. Answer is given only in terms of V1, P1. In terms of V1, P1, we have to find. Okay. So from this formula, this is the equation 4. From this 3, V2 means already we have given 2V1. 2V1 minus V1 is equal to A into X. Or V1 is equal to A into X only, no? So therefore, from 4, shall I erase this part? Shall I erase this part? Shall I erase this part? Okay. V1 is equal to Ax. Now, from 4, Kx is equal to P0 A by 2. Okay, that is equal to P0 by 2 into A means we can write V1 by X. You write V1 by X. Therefore, that implies Kx squared is equal to P0 V0 V1 by 2. Of course, P0 means P1 only. So therefore, Kx squared is equal to P1 V1 by 2. Since P1 is equal to P0. Okay, therefore, energy stored in the spring, as we know the kx square value, energy stored in the spring is equal to half kx square only, no? Half kx square, that is equal to half into kx square means P1 V1 by 2. Therefore, energy stored, potential energy stored in the spring is equal to P1 V1 by 4. This is the potential energy stored in the spring. P1 V1 by 4 is the potential energy stored in the spring. Okay. Next. Note down. Next, B bit, when the gas in the cylindrical vessel is heated, so that pressure is P2, volume becomes V1, and the temperature volume becomes 2V1, and the temperature becomes stable. Then change in internal energy of the gas. Here in this question A, we calculated the internal energy stored or internal potential energy stored in the spring. We calculated internal energy stored in the gas. They asked change in internal energy. Change in internal energy of the gas, because temperature changes from T2 to T1 to T2, no? Then change in internal energy of gas, du is equal to question mark. Change in internal energy of the gas is given in terms of pressure and volume. Change in internal energy of the gas is given in terms of pressure and volume. So change in internal energy delta U, right? You write delta U or du, whatever may be, no problem. Okay, change in internal energy du. Change in internal energy du is equal to, we can write NCV dt, no? Change in internal energy is equal to NCV dt. That is equal to N into CV, means we can write R by gamma minus 1. Already gamma is given because it is the monoatomic gas. So gamma is 5 by 3. Dt means T2 minus T1. So change in internal energy is equal to NR T2 minus NR of T2 minus T1. So NR into T2 means 3T1 minus T1 by gamma minus 1. Gamma is 5 by 3 minus 1. That is equal to 3 NR, because it is 2 by 3 now. 3 goes to numerator. So 3 NR by 2 into 2T1. 2 to cancel. Therefore, that is equal to 3 NR T1. This is the change in internal energy of the gas. But answer is given in terms of pressure and volume. Answer is given in terms of pressure and volume. In initial state, according to ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. T1 V1 is equal to NR into T1. We can write now in initial state of the gas. So NR T1 can be written as P1 V1. Now we substitute here. Therefore, du is equal to 3 NR T1 means we can write P1 V1. So this is the change in internal energy of the gas. Whenever heat is supplied, so that volume becomes double and the temperature becomes stable. That is the change in internal energy of the gas. Next, whenever the gas is heated, so that its volume becomes double and temperature becomes stable, what is the work done? What is the work done by the gas? What is the work done by the gas? Shall I raise this one? Shall I raise this one? So far we have calculated what is the potential energy stored in the spring. What is the change in internal energy of the gas whenever it is heated, so that its temperature becomes changed from T2 to or T1 to T2. Okay, next, what is the work done by the gas? Work done by the gas means against the atmosphere pressure some work is done, against the spring force some work is done. What is the work done by the gas on the spring? If they ask, that is equal to energy stored in the spring only. Work done by the gas, whenever the gas is expanded due to rise of temperature or because of heating, what is the work done by the gas on the spring alone? If they ask, that is equal to energy stored in the spring only, half kx square. Because whenever the gas is expanding, so that the piston displaces from this position to this position, as the gas is expanding, the gas does some work against the atmosphere pressure, against the spring force also. So what is the work done by the gas against the spring force? Means half kx square. That is only the answer. Previously we got energy stored in the spring. No, that is the work done by the gas on the spring alone. But here, what is the net work done by the gas in expanding, so that the piston displaces from through a distance equal to x, means work is done against the spring force, work is done against the pressure. Total work we have to calculate. Total work we have to calculate. So see, work done by gas work done by gas is how much? Same. Pressure becomes P2, volume becomes volume V2 is equal to 2V1, temperature becomes 3T1. That is case. Same case. In the same case, net work done is equal to here. Whenever the gas is expanding, net work done by the gas. Whenever the gas is expanding, net work done is equal to you see here. When the gas is expanding, okay, work is done by the gas on the piston outwards. Of course, whatever the direction of the displacement of piston, work done by the gas is also in the same direction. That's why positive work is done. Work done by the atmosphere pressure and work done by the spring, they are in opposite direction. Okay, that's why in order to find the net work done,